us next.
Folks, we're now joined by Aaron Bonds. He's in charge of pretty much everything theatrical that happens at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis. And Aaron, one of the things that my son and I really enjoyed when we were here on New Year's Eve was the staff and the fact that everybody's out here, and when you visit the museum, they're engaged, they're able to answer questions and really enhance the experience, right?
Absolutely, yes. Thank you for that. We spend a lot of time and energy working with our staff so that they can support the visitor experience. It's one of the things that we think sets us apart from some of the other institutions that kind of work in the same vein that we do. But having that staff out there to support the experience, answer questions, help people get excited about the material is really, really important to us.
And you actually have actors that go to work here.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how you put together a production like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a team of fully trained professional actors that work here at the institution, not only throughout the campus and in galleries like Power of Children, like Dinosphere, and some of the other galleries that we have here, but also in our Lilly Theater, which is located on the lower level of the museum. Something that's really special about the Children's Museum is we have a fully functioning professional theater that does children's shows 3 times throughout a year here on location, and those shows are free to our visitors with museum admission. So the opportunity to see a real live professional children's theater show free with your museum admission is something that we want all of our visitors to take part of.
And again, talking about engagement, when my son and I were in the Paleo Lab in the dinosaur exhibit on that New Year's Eve, there was an open window and there was a guy in there actually sort of working on a fossil, cleaning the fossil. And my son just began asking him questions, and he was able to answer them. How important is that sort of interaction for the whole museum experience?
It's incredibly important to us. The fact that we're grounded in reality, that we're grounded in science, especially when we think about something as groundbreaking and as revolution as our Dinosphere exhibit. The fact that we have real scientists, real paleontologists that are back there doing real paleontological work, working on fossils, preserving some of the artifacts, and being able to communicate and talk with our visitors, just like you said. So if there's a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old who comes up, they found something in their backyard, they're excited to learn a little bit more about how we preserve our fossils, we have that real live scientist there to communicate with those people.
You can even answer questions for the kid's old dad, right?
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk specifically about Martin Luther King Day today, and what are some of the things that you guys have put together for this event?
Absolutely. It's a very important day to us here at the Children's Museum to celebrate the life and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. A lot of the programming that we'll be having will be taking place throughout our museum campus. Some special things that we'll have will be happening inside of our Power of Children exhibit, and that's where we're going to have some of our floor staff doing programming throughout the day. We have programs where visitors get to come in and they get to think a little bit about. These will happen in the Ruby Bridges portion of our Power of Children exhibit, and they get to think a little bit about some of the impacts that Ruby made on the world and education, and think about how they can be empowered to do some of those same things when they move forward. We also have live actor performances that will be taking place in the Power of Children gallery, which really celebrates the lives of these 4 amazing, impactful children who really changed the world that all of us live in today.
And Aaron, I know you don't want to brag, but a lot of work went into today.
Oh, absolutely. It's an ongoing process. We work really, really hard. I talked about the Power of Children exhibit in the Ruby Bridges area. We have a really strong relationship with Ruby Bridges herself, and all of the programming that we put out, all of the scripting that we do, we make sure that Ruby gets a chance to look at that and gives us our blessing. And so that ability to have the truth, the stories out there, and to share and interpret those for our families is really, really important to us.
He is Aaron Bonds. The place to be is the Children's Museum of Indianapolis today.